From the kitchen of the cabin and around the world, this is Voices from the Solitude, a podcast about the coronavirus and gaming. Today, I'm talking to Uli Blenemann from Spielworks about the ramifications for the future. So, I'm here with the eternal optimist and all-round good egg, Uli Blenemann from Spielworks. Uli, how are you? And thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Ben. So basically, on a daily routine, I'm quite fine. So it's bright sunshine outside there. I'm sitting at home at work, and this is my normal seat anyway. So there aren't that many changes right now in my daily routine.
So how has this whole thing affected Spielworks? Because you've had a game that has just come out, the Grand Trunk Company, and how has it affected your sort of plans for publishing later in the year? Because Essen's quite a significant thing for you, right? And it's not going to happen.
Yes and no. So, of course, we have to all be very careful or at least that's my opinion, what you do and produce in the future. But for me, Essen actually is not a big thing, sales-wise. So I was always thinking about not coming to Essen at all because it stresses me out. And my costs at Essen are very high compared to seeing what actual income I'm having. So if I pre-order a game or have a game ready for pre-ordering in September, people will, or my fans will pre-order it. And if there is an Essen at Essen, some people are seeing the game over there, they play the game over there, and they buy a game. But it's not a significant amount of people doing this. And my booze, hotel costs, and all this is a lot of money. And on top of that, Essen stresses me out. It's so much work to be there. It's important to be there. But sales-wise, it's not that important for tiny Spielworks compared to a lot of other companies.
And so for you, it doesn't change much, because do you basically get people to, do you sell out the run of your game essentially at pre-order most of the time?
No. So what I saw recently is that it's slowing down a little bit. And when I started Spielworks, my basic model was that I'm selling out of my 1,000 copies that was hoped for in 12 months. And if it's in 18 months, I'm still fine. But this changed in 2017, 18, early 2019 to about selling out in 6 weeks or 4 weeks. So a lot faster than I ever expected. But recently this has slowed down for a variety of factors, and it could be just the quality of games. I don't know it. Not all games are, although they are all my babies, but let's face it, some games may be better than another one. It could be that people are saving their money. And, as you are living here in Germany, you know the term German Angst. A German person normally saves a lot of money in their account if they have the opportunity. Of course, as we both know, a lot of Germans have no chance to save any money. They are happy to come through full months. But a lot of people are saving their money if they can. So because nobody knows what the future will bring, and I see the same thing with me. So I try to be very careful. So this may be a reason that there is a slowing here in sales, but not in a way that is affecting me much at this moment. But again, what will be 12 months from now? I don't know. And that there will be a huge impact for the gaming industry, for the board game industry, tabletop gaming industry. That is, in my opinion, out of the question.
I mean, what do you think the impact will be? What kind of, changes will happen?
Of course, I can only guess. Maybe I'm wrong. But one thing will be pretty surely that the number of new releases will slow down, and this is not a bad thing, as we all know, because there's too much product on the market. That is also certain. And I think some companies, because they are not in a good financial position, they have to slow down. And some companies will slow down, although they are in a pretty good shape, because they do not have the channels right now to sell their goods. So that's one thing. And I fear again that print runs will again be lowered, which is happening for the last 5 or 6 years anyway. But this will, I think, increase in the next few months, which of course means that games will cost more in the future. Which again could mean that people are buying less because the price per individual game is increasing. I also think that because we are living in this capitalist world, that the strong companies, the large companies, which are in a reasonably financial good position, that they will get stronger, and a lot of the weaker companies will get weaker and may even disappear in the next 24 months. And this, of course, is also not a good thing. But why should tabletop gaming, be different from other industries? Although it's a very small industry, of course.
And so you've got a Kickstarter running at the moment. What have you noticed about that? I mean, I know you're quite new to Kickstarter, but what have you noticed? An increase, a decrease? How are people talking about that?
It's difficult to say. It's very difficult to say because I can't really compare the game to other Kickstarter games that I would do right now. There were a lot of comments based on the graphics. Some people are not used to the Spielworks graphic style, which of course is a lot different. So the numbers are okay, but not outstanding. The question now is it because of the graphics? Is it because of another company running my Kickstarter here? Is it because that people fear that think that they want to save the money? Some Kickstarters are doing very well at this moment, but these are games that would do very well at any moment. Even if hell freezes, they would do excellently. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting times, but I have no real comparison, or I have no measure to put this game and compare it to another one. Difficult to say.
And so finally, just to wrap up then, how optimistic are you about the future? I know you're no expert, you're not an epidemiologist or anything, but, for instance, we were talking about this before we started recording. I mean, where does the future of things like board game conventions lie? Do you think we're going to have any in the next 2 years?
Frankly, I don't think so. So anything that involves lots of people and is indoors will have a very difficult time. This is in sports, indoor sports. This is in gaming conventions, and this gaming conventions are about meeting people, sitting together with them, and often at Essen or at Gen Con, it's very crowded, too crowded in my opinion, but this, of course, in a pandemic is not really a thing where you want to be. And I doubt that we will see conventions this year. So we still have BerlinCon now scheduled, I think, for December. And for next year, at this moment, I'm definitely not optimistic at all. So, and this will have a large impact on the whole gaming industry as well, because from time to time, it's important that you have some sort of hype, so that people are getting together and getting excited. Each and every industry needs this. Getting back to sports for a second, in Germany, football has restarted, but without visitors. And of course, some people just want to see anything in television, and they are watching these but it's boring. It's a different thing. And after a while, if this is for the next couple of months, people will not watch this anymore. This is my thinking, at least. So yeah, I'm not optimistic for the next year, for 2021 at least. And I hate to see that quite a few gaming publishers will probably fail. I hate that some large publishers who are in a good position right now, they will be crisis winner. You see, we have this. Amazon is definitely a winner from this crisis, and I see some companies will do the same thing, and will yeah. On the other hand, still gaming is in a pretty good position compared to some other. If you're having a restaurant, how should you do in the near future? Even if you can open it, you are an actor, Ben. It's a very tough thing for actors right now. It's very difficult for literature, for all these things, and so I'm definitely not optimistic. And then when I'm seeing that Lufthansa gets 9 billion of money, and culture basically gets nothing right now, then although I'm not saying Lufthansa shouldn't get money, because there are 10,000 people working there. But if you see the whole culture in Germany, and there are more than 10,000 people living there, and it was very easy for Lufthansa to get that money. And on top of that, as we all know, Lufthansa is paying very little taxes here in Germany, because they are in tax havens, in oases, and like all 30 German DAX companies, or the largest 30 ones, which are publicly traded, they have a lot of their accounts at the Cayman Islands and at other locations. And I hate to see money be given to these companies. Although now I'm very far away from the gaming industry, but I hate to see this. And for a second, excuse me, Ben, here. Let's get back to gaming, and we see, of course, I don't want to see where Asmodee is paying taxes. I don't even want to know it. But we all know Simon, because somebody dug out the tax structure of that company a couple of months ago. And I respect Eric Lang very much, and a lot of people at Simon, very friendly people, good designers. But Simon has a very interesting structure. It is at Cayman Islands. In the US, it's at Delaware, which is a state where you're basically paying no taxes at all, and at some other places. And this makes me angry is too strong a word, but it saddens.
Concerned.
Yeah, it concerns me and it saddens me at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's as you introduced me, I'm an eternal optimist here.
Well, Uli, thank you very much, and I'm glad that your life is essentially the same. And fingers crossed. I'm very doubtful as to whether BerlinCon will happen this winter, but if it does, hopefully we'll have a Glühwein together there.
Although I'm not drinking any Glühwein, we will. If I'm coming, I'm actually. Let's even say BerlinCon is happening this year in December. I'm not sure if I will attend. Berlin in July has a different charm than in December. I'm not.
Yes, it does.
For a December convention at Berlin, and I'm not. I don't know, but if we meet there, of course, we will have something that is nice.
If you want to support content like this, you can go to patreon.com/5G4D. Thank you for listening. Stay safe, and if you can, stay at home.